Hi everyone! Today I'm going to be doing a video showing you how I do my nose contour and kind of all about contouring your nose. Right now I don't have my nose contour, so I can show you the process of it. So first off, the products that I like to use to contour my nose. I use this mainly. This is the Cezanne Nose Shading Powder Highlighter. For this one, the contour, you can see it's like this really cool toned brown color, and you kind of want to go for a color like this or a color that mimics the shadows in your face. Naturally, the shadows on our face, it's not like super bronzy or like golden or yellow tone or red tone, so it's good to find like a really cool neutral, well, cool and neutral, that's not the same. Like, I like to go for like more of these grayish type colors. Another one that I like to use sometimes is this NYX blush in taupe. This is a pretty good contour. Mine is like broken though. This is more pigmented though, so you have to be careful with it. For your nose contour, you have to be kind of careful with how pigmented the powders that you're using are. You can also use cream contour for your nose contour, and I know a few people who do that, but personally I don't do that just because I feel like I'm more comfortable with using powders. But if you want like a more dramatic nose contour, then you might want to go for the cream plus powder method. Another one that I kind of use but not really is this Innisfree. It's like this duo pack. This is the Face Designing Duo in number 3, and this one is kind of okay, but you can see it's a little bit warm, so that's why I don't really like to use it. It is like a little bit less natural. This one is honestly the perfect nose contour shadow for me, or product for me, because this color is just perfect for the contours of my face. Like, it suits the shadows of my face very well. Also, this is not that pigmented, so I can just freely go ahead and like apply it. Also, for your nose contour, it's really important that you also highlight. It's like contour plus highlight equals the new shape that you want to show. When you highlight after you contour, you kind of highlight as well the contour that you already set down, if that makes sense. This one is a good highlighter, but I actually like to use like a more shimmery highlighter. This is the Mercier highlighter in Devotion. This is a highlighter that I like to use. I also like Mary Luminizer. There's a Wet n Wild highlighter that is really good. For the kind of brushes that I like to use for contouring my nose, I like these kind of dome shape. Like, they're not very thick and they're kind of fluffy. I don't know, they're just like a very typical shadow brush. I think these are typically called like the shader brush, but these are the kind of brushes that I like to use. This one is the one that I mainly go for all the time. Like, this is my nose contour brush, but sometimes my nose contour brush, like the assigned brush that I have been using for the past month, changes. Just like something not too big, something not too small. Like, this is a good size for carving out my nose. I feel like I see a lot of people use like a really big fluffy brush like this and just kind of like go down the sides of their nose. Sometimes that can make your nose actually look wider if you just go down the sides of your nose. Right now you can see the light hitting right here, like the center of my nose, but if I just went down here and just shaded it, it would actually make my nose look more wide because of the natural shadows on my nose. It's just a little bit more narrow. But if you create like a harsher contour further out from it, it'll make your nose actually look wider. That's not something I recommend. Also, I feel like if you use a big brush like this, you can't really set your contour right in the places that you want. I mean, you can use a brush like this to like highlight your nose or like blend your nose contour out, but I don't really think this is like good to use when you're putting down your nose contour because it's just way too fluffy. It's not something that you should use to like place a color in like a very specific designated spot. I'm just gonna go off of this light that's hitting my nose right now. That's just the natural highlight of my nose. I just like to go and contour right next to it, and that's what makes my nose look a lot smaller and more pinched. I also like to contour right here, and that just kind of like makes my nose a little bit more like lifted. It lifts up my nose, and also when I highlight it, it'll lift it even more. This is what my nose looks like naturally. I'm gonna go in and contour. So I'm gonna go in with the contour shade in this palette. I'm just gonna contour my nose like normal. So I go down right here. This is where I like to start. And then I go down, and I'm just following that natural highlight that I have. And I bring it all the way down. Like that. And then I take it on my brush and I put it on the tip like this. I like to have the product mostly on like the tip of my brush so that when I apply it, it's right there, and then on the side I can use to blend it out. You have to like look straight into the mirror and make sure that it is even. If you're like really close like this, then you won't be able to see how it looks like. Same with your eyebrows, you have to kind of look straight at it and look at it from afar, or else you can't really see longer range of how it looks. So if you do it like this, your nose contour might end up crooked. Also, if you do have a crooked nose, then you can like contour your nose more in a direction that you want it to go to, so that it'll like even out. So I have that main base done, and this is what I see a lot of people do, just doing the sides of their nose. They don't really like pay attention to everything else as much. So from here I go into this side and this side. Like on, I don't know what this is called. Oh, clouds are moving. Just like the sides of my nose, right above my nostrils. I put the shadow so that my nostrils look a little bit smaller, and then I put it right here, right on the edges. I actually like to put a lot on the tip, mainly because like even if I put a lot here, it's not really noticeable because there's already a natural shadow there. And then I take like a tiny bit of product and I put it right on the tip of my brush, and I don't really know how to describe this, but like I see the light shining right here naturally on my nose, so I just go like right above it. Like right there. And that'll like, I don't know how, but it just like lifts my nose up a little bit. And then that's it, done. And then from here I use a highlighter. Sometimes I use my finger, and that's fine. I'm gonna use this brush because I already brought it out anyway. And you can't like just like take the brush and like go like that. You have to like put it right within where you contoured, or else it'll kind of just like muddy the illusion that you just made. So I don't know if you can tell, but my nose contour looks like way more like in your face after I highlighted. I also like to take a fluffier brush and just highlight this entire area. Also, if you do get this palette thingy, this shadow is really good, this highlighter. And if just in general, if you have like a lighter powder than your skin tone, or like something like you have a baking powder or something, I don't bake, but if you do, then you can bake like right here, and that'll make your nose look even like more snatched. If I just went like that with this highlighting powder, it just like makes my nose look like so snatched. You can't put too much of this though, because it'll look obvious. like you have like a white spot like right on your face. It's good to put like right here too, pretty lightly. But yeah, that's how I contour my nose. I don't know if you can tell a difference right now after I contoured my nose. I definitely feel different when I contour my nose, and I feel like it definitely shows in pictures when I contour my nose. Like, it's just vastly different. The main thing that I think is important to know about when you contour your nose is just to be like more mindful of where you're placing your contour and your highlight. I just see a lot of people just like make brush movements like on the sides of their nose, and that's not really the way to go, because you can make your nose like look wider. I mean, some people might want that, some people might like that contouring look, but if you want to have like a pinched nose, or like, I don't know, this is kind of problematic, I guess, a smaller nose, a more higher looking nose, like a higher nose bridge. Like for me personally, like one of my complexes is like my nose tip and like my really low nose bridge. Once I contour my nose, I feel like that just kind of looks better. Yeah, I hope this video was helpful. If you have any more questions, let me know in the comments section below, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!